Hey, it's Paul. Welcome back to B&B Talk. I need you to do me that big favor. Hit the subscribe button. We're almost at 400 subscribers. That's great. Let's go over the top. First we begin, we have the fashion show, and it looks like it's in full swing, or at least the preliminary part of it. We see Bill congratulate Liam and Steffy on a job well done. Now after that, we flip around quite a bit because there's so many different characters to cover in this, and we see a lot of people we haven't seen in a while. Maya tells Rick that her parents will be in the audience. And the next thing we see is Nicole introducing her parents to Zende. And the first thing we see is that Julius hears his last name and he asks him if he's a Forrester. So we can see the sort of the wheels turning in Julius's head. The Avons also meet Brooke as well. And Julius is quite complimentary, and he says that Rick is a good man and he appreciates what he's done for Maya. Now we switch over and we see Allie, and she's bitching to Ivy. Now she sees Liam and Steffy sort of getting a little cozy together while they're working, and she doesn't like it. But Ivy tells her, basically to calm down and not to take it so personally. And then we see Liam take Steffy away, and he takes her up to the rooftop, and he makes a big declaration to her. Basically, I guess it's over. From now on, he wants to be with her and only her. But he also tells Steffy that Ivy doesn't know this as well. And then we see Bill, and he's talking to his reporter, Jared, and he's telling him that he wants to make big headlines out of this, so tells him to go find something really juicy. So that's a little bit of foreshadowing in case you didn't know. I mean, something juicy is going to happen, and they are going to get a major scoop. Maya brings Nick up to date. Yeah, Nick is there in attendance as well on how things went with her folks, and he's quite surprised to hear that Julius is actually warming up to the idea, or at least the idea of spending time with Maya. And they talk obviously about what the California Freedom line means and its success. Then we see Liam, and he tells Ivy that he wants to have a talk with her after the show. So we know what's coming. It's another one of Liam's big announcements where he's going to pick a side. After that, we see Quinn and Deacon, and we haven't seen these guys in a long time. But later in the show, we see, Deacon can't help himself. We see Deacon talking to Brooke, and he's getting kind of cozy with her. And you know who's looking on from the sidelines. Quinn is looking on. So, I mean, that's another hint as to what's coming with these guys. I think Brooke is going to be in for a little more terror at the hands of Quinn. But we'll see. Maybe she'll surprise us. We then see Vivian, and she tells Julius how proud she is of Maya, being in the fashion show and being such a big deal as a model. And Julius reveals the other side. He actually says that he's humiliated by the whole thing. He says, my son walking around in dresses. So we know that everything that Julius wants is not really there. We see the dark side of Julius. We also see Steffi and Maya, and they address the audience after Ridge does an intro. And, they tell them about the beliefs and the whole motto and everything behind the California Freedom line. And then the fashion show begins, and we see a slew of models take to the runway, and we also see Allie seething in. I always use that word because that's all she does. She's lurking from the sideline. And then we see Darla show up in her head, and she tells her that this is all pornography, and she urges her to make it stop and to save them and the whole family. And then we see Maya take the stage, and she is glowing, and she does a great job, and you can see the delight in her mom's face, and that's where we leave things. So we know something big's about to happen because Allie's just been given the green light to make things happen. So it'll be an interesting episode coming up next. Anyways, I want to thank you all for checking out B&B Talk. It's Paul. Don't forget to follow us on social media and check me out on Periscope. Anyways, have a great weekend. Thank you.